inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Alrighty everybody, welcome back to Blaynes Therapy. Today we're working on Mac's Mustang. We need to get it out and get it back together. Before race week we actually stole the transmission out of it, so we're gonna get that back together. I got the transmission right here, so I have all the hardware here that we should need, and so yeah, need to get the mounts back on right here, and then we can stab it in the car. So that's what it's gonna happen today. Get that Johnny in, and yeah. Shoot, buddy. We got the transmission up in here. We just need to pull it in. We got our little liner uppers in there, and then now I just need to pull the transmission into where it goes. Just barely hung up on a little bit, and then we can just start bolting her together. We got this jack under here, so when we need to put the cross member in, we can just run it up, and then cross member sitting there because the engine's just kind of leaning down right now. So yep. All right guys, got this super duper long extendo to get up there in the top, but everything's going well so far. Got the trans in here, got all the bolts in, got her squeezed into where she goes, so just running the bolts in now, and then I'll get her jacked up. But not gonna put the drive shaft in tonight because we're gonna pull this third member out. It's a little leaky, and we have a true track. This is a posi, so it should drive a lot better with that true track in here. So yeah. All right guys, transmission bolted in. Next, I'm gonna hook up all the accessories like the speedo cable. I don't know what this is. I think it goes to the other side. Maybe for that, huh? Maybe it goes here. I don't know. I just gotta figure out where everything goes. This goes here. Boom, like that. This one I think goes over. Okay. Anyways, I'm just gonna plug all these accessories, there it is, in, and then I will raise up the transmission like so, and put the cross member in. All right, this is where I'm gonna stop. Transmission is in and tight. I had to borrow, this is one of the spares we had from the drawer, because the other one I think is at work and it's not the right flavor. So the transmission's just kind of sitting on the cross member, which should be fine. So yeah, we'll finish putting the trans shafts and everything in once we change the third member, which probably is next. So yeah, that's where we're at. Got everything pretty much in, ready to go. I just need to get a different one of those, raise that back up, and put the cross member back in. So should be pretty easy, just got to do it. So alrighty guys, well, I got Mac's car wrapped up to a point right now where we are going to switch Mac's car out for the wagon and get ready for a test session. That will be this upcoming Friday in Julesburg. So we got the wagon over here. We're gonna try to get a couple things done. So the shock mount on the back, one of the lower tabs broke off, so we need to do that. And then B, we are going to get a new set of shocks for the rear end, because I think that's a little bit of an issue. So we're going to get that done before our test session. Under the hood before race week, we are going to try to put our bigger throttle body on with another set of injectors. I can show you guys that. I think it's in here right up there. So it's like a little adapter at the bottom. It comes up to this plate, which has 4 injectors, 2 on each side. That'll feed down, and then we'll have that big throttle body. So yeah, we'll have that big throttle body under the hood, and then we also have to switch the big engine. But before the test session, I'm not totally worried about getting the engine switch, but we need to go get some data. And then Brad over at Liberty Gears is gonna get us a 327 first gear ratio set. Then we're gonna swap that into one of our other transmissions, just to try something different. Right now it has, I think, like a 280, I don't know what the exact number is, but it has like a taller first gear in it. And then we're also gonna put a clutch switch in here. It's not unlocked right now, so can't quite get that. But we're gonna get a clutch switch for it and get that in here as well. That way we have some more data. Also want to get our Motion Raceworks rif sensors, shock sensor switches on the back. So we have lots of data. And I think the exhaust hangers need fixed. They're they hang a little low, if you couldn't see. So need to get those up some. But first, I gotta get Dad's truck out of the way, which actually has the wagon's engine in it, and then get Max Mustang off of the lift, and then I'll get the wagon up onto the lift. Alright guys, well, this here is our 8 or 9 in tractor. I don't know for sure which one it is. And Dad won't, well, I don't think Dad knows either. So anyways, this thing is an absolute unit. 4 9 in, 8 in, whatever. We got a plow for it. But it's mainly a little tow vehicle for all of our rigs when they don't run. And it also helps Mom out in the garden. Dad's over there mowing right now. But yeah, I figured I'd show you guys this unit. It's got a little 12-cylinder. You want to hear the baby run? Let's fire the Johnny up. Alright. So yeah, she runs like a charm. She's missing a little right now. I think she needs some spark plugs, but yeah, she runs pretty good. There's that little miss I was talking about, but it's a good old tractor. Yeah, treats us well. So.
Ow! Boo! Oh, really? Oh, it's on both. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, we're gonna have to get some blocks. Let me get the blocks out right here. So go back up, or go back a little bit. Go back. Turn right a little bit. Okay, hold it. A little bit more. Hold that. Okay, left. Straight. Come on. Hold it. You gotta back up. You spit them blocks out. Okay, come on. Straight. Steady up, steady up. Go, go, go. There you go. Right there. Good job.
Got it. All right, guys. So we got the front up on the stands because I'm gonna wash it with the wheels off. But in the back, we're back here measuring for shocks. So currently, with the shock fully extended from the top to the bottom, we have 14 1/4 inches of travel, or 14 1/4 of total travel. And then from when it's compressed and it's normal hole while you're racing, the shock's at 11.375. So we really only have like 3 inches of total travel, which is not very good for this car. So I think if we get some shocks, we can really improve our suspension game. Alrighty, guys, I got the bottom of the car washed. See how I did, because I haven't really looked yet. Looking pretty good so far. I'll tell you, it's way better than before. Looking pretty nice. Obviously, we won't know till daylight because I'm washing it in the dark. I got some in there. I'm pretty sure that's all burned on, which is great. It's looking better. Probably gonna have to wash her again, but I'm at a degreaser. So, looking way better than before though. So, look at all that rubber. Lots of rubber in there. You know, big smoky burnouts. So, cool. Well, I got the wheels washed over here too. Maybe look pretty nice now. So, that's gonna end it off for tonight. Not seeing nothing, but I got the wagon in tow right now. Or not the wagon, the blue Mustang in tow. We need to put the wagon in the garage because we're expecting for some rain later this week or throughout the week. But we got to get it ready for testing on Friday. So we are putting the Mustang into the trailer for the week, and then we will switch it back out when we're done working on the wagon. All right, guys, time to get the wagon down from the lift. I washed this baby last night, so gotta get it down. We're gonna put her in the garage. We are putting it up on the projects right now. In the garage, so we can starting to test our race week setup. So.
This is the problem with that slow.
Yep.
We gotta fix it.
Yep. So I'm just watching this front jack because this car's actually fallen off these pro jacks before because of it fell out of this front thing. So just watching it as he goes up with the back, and like you said, it's a problem going up slow. So hey guys, so right now I'm taking our TBM rear brakes off so we can get to the axle seals, because I'm pretty sure they are on their way out, if they are not out already. So, as you can see, we have had a leak. Brakes look nice still though. No grooves wore in them. So, that's good.
And what I thought was the
got the axles out, or the axle out. We were looking to see if we had O-ring seal, or just a normal one like this one. So since we don't have very much time to our test session on Friday, we're gonna clean all this stuff up and just put it back together for now. Maybe with a little silicone. But the bearing looks good, and the seal doesn't look too chewed out, like torn or anything. So let's see what we can do.
Probably just clean this stuff up here. Let's clean all this up and see if there's a reason why it's leaking. It shouldn't be leaking, but
yeah. Definitely looks like it's leaking out of here though. Yeah, and the bottom, because that's where it's like.
okay. Cool.
Yep. Alright guys, I got this side all siliconed up and back together. So I gotta go to the other side. When I put this other side together, I'll show you I'll show you what the process we did to try to stop it from leaking. Clearly this side is leaking pretty good. There's no light over here, but yeah, so I went ahead and cleaned up the frame rail, cleaned up the leaf spring, cleaned up the cow track, and then all the brake stuff and bolts to bolt the axle back together. I also cleaned up the axle. That way it's all clean area through here. But yeah. Alright, so in here, Dad is getting a clutch sensor / travel switch.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna mount it somewhere in here. And up, this is the long one for the shocks, but I have a shorter one coming. But we'll mount it to this cover. And then this thing can just travel like that. What do you think of that?
That would be pretty sweet. So it's a rev sensor from Motion Raceworks, and this should allow us to I don't know, Dad, you explain it.
Well, this is going to be our clutch switch. Instead of a normal Omron roller clutch switch we use like in a Pro Stock car, we're going to use this, and it'll measure the distance it travels and how slow or how fast the clutch comes out. And then we can set like where the two-step releases according to our air gap. And so we'll be able to set the air gap on the bottom, like with a feeler gauge where we want, and tell the computer where we want the two-step to come off in like a percentage of the shock travel. Because this thing is basically a shock sensor. But then we'll be able to see, like, when you drop the clutch, how fast it goes, how much travel it goes, all that kind of stuff. So I think it'll be more accurate. So I'm gonna clean some of this stuff up in here. But I got some marks here, so I'll probably drill a hole in this real quick. I'm gonna drill a hole in this real quick. And that'll be good. And then that'll be mounted, so when it gets here tomorrow we can do that. So I need to pull some wire too.
So we're doing that, and then we got to do shock sensors.
Yeah, I'm gonna mount some shock sensors in the back.
And then we're getting
some up front too, probably.
Some shocks too coming.
I got some QA ones coming. Mod shocks. So maybe this thing will work a little bit better.
Yep. And that's it, right?
That's it for now. Service a clutch.
Yep.
Gear set in the transmission. See if that helps. And then see what we got.
The new gear is a 327 from
327.
287. 287. So,
yeah.
Cool.
Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee?
Alright guys, so here's what we're doing to hopefully solve our issue. If you look over here on the seal, it doesn't look to be fractured anywhere. So what we're doing as a temporary fix, because we don't have enough time to get all the axles and bearings or all the bearings and seals changed, we are putting some silicone in this surface, like in that groove right there, and then that seals with this, and hopefully we'll seal this up enough. So yeah.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright.
Alright. This is all good now. We got hopefully the axle seal's all sealed up. Everything's looking nice and clean in here now. So I need to go along the frame rail and clean up the rest of it. But while I was finishing that up, Dad got the transmission out. And I think he just got the clutch out.
Yep, clutch is out.
So let's go check that out. Over here. Watching the old cleaner skeeter. There she is. There's the disc. Pressure plate. Alright guys, so here's what I'm about to do. I'm about to measure to make a lower shock mount for this. So what I need to do is I need to measure from the upper mount on center up there down 15 3/4 inches according to QA1's website, and that is where they said we should start at. Then once I make that, I'm going to make the center 2 bolt holes that we're going to bolt through right here at that dimension. So I'll measure down from this, and that's where my bottom of my bracket will be. Alright, and then I'm going to add a bolt hole on the bottom and a bolt hole on the top that will move it up or down, and then we should have some adjustment. So that is what we're doing. Alright guys, well, I'm headed to On Track Performance, our local speed shop, parts store I guess, to pick up some C16 to go racing on Friday. And in case you guys are wondering, I have 1 day left in high school, so I have to drop off some grad invitations too. So that's pretty rad. I'm actually missing my last day of high school technically, but you know what, so I'm running to On Track. Gotta get some fuel, so I recommend if you guys are in the Denver area and you guys need any parts, you stop by On Track Performance. They pretty much have everything we ever need, and if they don't have it, they'll order it in and they'll have it really quick. So yeah, I recommend you guys stop by if you ever need any parts. They got AN fittings, they can make you crimped AN lines. I mean, they have pretty much any part you could think of. Oil filters, I mean, they got it all. So if you guys are in the area, I recommend stopping by. But anyways, I'll film when I get there. Alright guys, just leaving On Track. I'm just in there for a quick minute. So we're just heading out now. Got some race fuel, 10 gallons of race fuel, and the fitting that I needed. So, old Tony here at On Track. Check them out online too, at On Track Performance. They ship, so not only if you're just in the area, you can also order online and get some parts. So, yep, heading back to the house. Alright guys, while I'm driving home, I was just thinking about how Dad got the Liberty Gears gear set from Liberty today. Sorry. I was thinking about how Dad got the Liberty gear set with the 327 first gear and got it installed today. So let's cut to the clips if he got any. If not, let's cut to the pictures.
All right, check it out. We got our gears from Liberty here. Let's see if we can cut this open. This is from my buddy Brad. So he built us a gear set for our new transmission. So gasket set in the bottom of the box. So we're trying a different set. We're going to try a 327 gear set in the bottom of this box. So let's see how this looks. Oh yeah, look at that. These are all heat treated, polished, cryoed. That's the faceplate on the front. A lot of people don't get to see that. So that's what actually drives the gear, is that. So, yep. Here's our input shaft. I'll bet it's this one. Let's look at this real quick. This is pretty cool. I do this every day and I still get excited about my own parts. Kind of hard to do this one-handed. Tell you, these guys at Liberty, man, are no joke. These are legit guys. They're racers doing stuff for racers. Testing their own parts, making their own stuff. Just all trying to work together to do the same thing. So there's the magnet. So that's how we monitor our input speed. But look at that. This is a hardened input shaft. Got a faceplate on the back. So that's fourth gear. The bearing on it. Yeah, brand new. Look at that, man. Super excited about this. You guys need some transmission stuff, not just race car stuff, but TKX, T56 stuff. Go get these guys a call, man. Liberty's legit. Here's our Liberty transmission apart. Here's our face-plated stuff here.
We kind of got to walk around all this right now.
Alright, so I'm here at the press. So I'm pressing this gear off. I got to get down here. So that gear's got to come off. I have my bearing splitter underneath the bearing there. We just got contact. So let's see what happens. Moving. There it goes. Cool. Got it.
Alright, Dad, what are you doing here, bro?
I'm re-shimming the front of this. So this is our input speed sensor. There's a magnet in here. Right there. As it goes around and touches that, it's a revolution. And then the shims go in here. And the shims set the in play front to back. And so it's a little bit tight. So I need to loosen it up. So I got these different shims here.
So, did you take any video for us?
Yeah, I have some.
Okay. So you put the 327 in here today?
Yep.
Everything good?
Yeah, it looks awesome in there. It's
Cool.
brand new. Still had grease in it.
Wow, sweet. So I'll go get the calipers for you so you can get this in, and then you can stab the transmission back in it.
Yep. On it.
All right, so me and Dad got the pedal out to drill and tap a hole for our
Clutch switch. Yep. Sweet, that'll work. Do we have a bolt? Or a screw?
I'll have to find one.
And then we'll just screw right to that.
Yep, so we'll screw on that, and then we'll go on the inside, and then we're going to just go off the one of the dash pieces.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna cut this off real quick.
I'll get that dash piece out and find the bolt. Alright, so Dad's over here figuring out how to wire, or how to, I guess it'd be wire up our clutch switch and rear shock sensor data to the Holly. And then I'm working on switching the plugs on the sensor side of things. I got pretty much the sensors figured out. This is a thing, motion cells. And then I had to weld this little piece back on because the broke off, actually. That's why we're going to go to a different shock. But there's another hole in the top up here. That's right there for the top side. So we're going to get these plugs switched and then wire those up. And then once that's done, we got to put a clutch tune-up in it. And then we can put it in the box after we switch everything over. So, yeah. Alright, Future Blaine filling in the last part of this video. So, that night we stayed up till 2 a.m. wiring the shock sensors, getting the fuel system changed over, putting a bottle in it, and putting the door bars in, just, getting it ready. The next morning, woke up, it's like 6 a.m., a little after 6 a.m., and we needed to load the trailer up for the first time in the season, so it took us like 2 hours. We were trying to leave at like 6:45. We didn't leave till like 8:30. So yeah, we had a long night. We only got 4 hours of sleep, so that's probably why I didn't film. We were also trying to hustle, get to bed, and then the next morning I just didn't film any. That's my bad. So, but I did film a lot at the racetrack. I had my buddy Zach come along with me, and man, that video is gonna be rock solid. Didn't make really any full passes, but don't worry about that. The test session, you'll see how it goes. I'll just tell you, it went pretty good. We learned a ton. So, anyways, that's going to kick off this end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and we will see you next time. Peace. Oh, wait, I forgot to tell you one last part. We didn't end up actually getting our shocks in time. We ordered them Tuesday, or, what day was that? Wednesday, I think. We ordered them Tuesday. They were supposed to be here Wednesday. Then they were supposed to be here Thursday. And then they actually ended up showing off on Friday. So we didn't get any data on our new shocks, but that is A-okay, because we learned plenty with just the new shock sensor data. Anyway, see you guys.